3 points for Chelsea, and what a moment for Armando Broja. 324 days out, back with a goal. Here is the Albanian international.
Armando, congratulations. First and foremost, we saw the celebrations with your fans there. What does this victory mean for this club after a particularly difficult time?
I mean, it's a massive boost for us as a football club, as a team. You know, we were a whole new team this summer, and we were all getting to know each other and gelling. So it's always difficult when you've got a new bunch of boys coming in and new staff coming in. So, you know, it's showing now that we're all, you know, getting to know each other and we're all gelling as a team. So it's a massive boost for us going forward. You know, we've got another game before international break, so it's a big bonus for us and a massive 3 points. So it's amazing.
And for you personally, you've endured a tough time with that ACL injury. Only your second Chelsea Premier League goal. The last one was back in 2022. How personally satisfying is it? Yeah,
it's amazing. I mean, as a striker, you always want to score. You know, at the big stage, at the big moments. You know, I've always dreamed of scoring when I was a little kid. So it's just an amazing, really, an unbelievable feeling also to score in a derby. So it's amazing to get the 3 points, which is the most important thing. You know, work for the team and to try and score if I can. So it's a great feeling.
It's 2 wins on the spin in all competitions. How hard has it been to maintain the belief, and what does this do for belief tonight?
Of course, when you win games, it brings confidence. You know, it brings positivity amongst the fans, amongst the group, amongst the players. So it's important to win, important to play well, and to win as many games as possible. So it brings, like I said before, massive positivity, and we just need to keep going in this way, and hopefully more wins going forward.
Armando, well done. Go and enjoy the celebrations with your team,
guys. Thank you.
Well, he is, and rightly so, and obviously you can relate to that. You know, all the time he will have been rehabbing and on the bike and in the pool and seeing other players train, dreaming of that moment today. Although it was a stroke of luck and a mistake, as we're going to see from Tim Ream, that feeling for him after all the work he's put in.
Yeah, it's absolutely the worst thing about football, Steve, is injuries and seeing all your mates going that way out onto the training pitch, and you've just got to go into the gym again, train on your own. The pain of it, you know, it's hard work as well. You know, it's not just, you know, that you can't run around. You've got to do real hard graft to try to get back to her fitness. So it all comes out as well. Then you score a goal or whatever in your second game back, and it's just all that emotion just comes out. And I'm so pleased for the lad. I actually think he's got a really big future as well. He's got everything you need to be a good centre forward. The size of him, the strength, the presence. You know, I've seen flashes of real top quality out of him. So it'll be interesting to see if he can develop his game in the years to come. And what a place to be. I mean, the opportunity there to be a centre forward at Chelsea at the moment, he can grab that with both hands. He could make a name for himself.
Yeah, I think he's been brilliant. When I saw him at Southampton, I thought, well, who's this fella? Yeah. Then I found out he was on loan from Chelsea, and you think, wow, they've got a player on their hands here. When he goes back to Chelsea, he could go straight into the first team. And the injuries really knocked him back so far. But you know what? He's young. He can recover from that, which he has done. And looking back in reflection, sometimes it makes the sweeter moments even sweeter. For his future now, he'll look and he'll learn from this, and he'll think, you know, that frustration that Michael just spoke about, being out of the team, wanting to just score goals for Chelsea, become the number 9 for Chelsea. Now, if that happens in the future, it'll probably be better for what he's gone through. You don't want to go through it. You want to be playing every single game. But when you're a youngster and you go through this, I think it makes you hungrier. I think it makes you really a burning ambition and desire, and looking back saying, like, don't take things for granted. As a youngsters, if they're talented, earning a lot of money, you can take a lot of things for granted in this game. And in the end, you don't hit the heights that they can make. So I think this is a real good learning curve for him, something he didn't want to go through, but now he's come out the back of it, he's got an opportunity now to really grow as a person, as a player, and I think, as Michael says, he's got the talent. He's got everything about him. He looks a fantastic frame for a centre forward. He's got pace. You can play a ball into him, and as a midfield player, you can make runs off your midfield to get on the back of midfield because you know he holds the ball up. Some centre forwards you can't do that with. You're unsure about supporting the play. This kid's got a little bit of everything.
He got a nice helping hand from the Fulham captain tonight, though, didn't he?
Yeah. Oh, God, and don't get me wrong, it wasn't his best performance ever, but he'll just be so relieved that he's off and running, he's on the score sheet, he's back from injury. But a load of credit from his point of view will go to Tim Ream. I mean, I don't know what he's trying to do here. Well, I know he's trying to do, but it seems such a straightforward pass. He's got all the space in the world and he just miskicks it, Glenn.
I just felt he caught the ball in between his feet. It was in the centre of his feet. He's predominantly left-footed. And to get that, you have to bend it with the outside of your foot, or you take it inside and play it with your right foot.
What about the tackle from Ream as well here?
Yeah.
Right foot?
Right foot. Slide in and make your tackle with your right foot. It's a lovely little ball from Palmer there. For me, you go down, look, it's gone on the net, go down and cover the area in front of the
You almost smother it, don't you?
Smother it and you take the ball away and you gain an extra yard by going with your right foot to sweep the ball away rather than going with your front foot. And that's and obviously Breuer has ended up he's been visualising that on one of them bikes or in the weight room or whatever through his rehab. He's been visualising the moment when that ball goes over the line and you just see him run off to the corner flag. Fantastic for the kid.
Now, another person who's been visualising the ball hitting the back of the net, Mikhail Mudryk, the young Ukrainian, he could cost up to £88.5 million. 23 times he's played and hasn't scored.
Yeah.
What will this do for him, Glenn?
Well, it's given him the boost of confidence. He makes a nice little run, and he's probably thinking, as the defender's thinking as well, I'm not sure he'll find me, Colwell, but he hits an unbelievable pass. And I think Diop gets caught here in the sense of that he doesn't believe for 1 second. He might have seen just a little blindside run from Mudryk, which he makes, but he's thinking in his mind, he ain't getting that in there, is he? Oh, my word, he has, and he finishes it absolutely superbly. He takes the pace out with his hip, actually. It's almost on his hip, but he cushions the ball down and then he just smothers the ball. Get over the top of the ball, Michael. Huh?
Yeah, and if the first goal was full of mistakes from Fulham, then that goal, I'm struggling to see where they could have improved. I mean, Diop doesn't make much of an error. It has to be absolutely pinpoint accuracy, and I thought it was a great first touch. Or he took it in his stride with his chest, and then goalkeeper comes out, and he absolutely means to do that. Go through, go under, through the legs of the goalkeeper. So a brilliant goal from Chelsea's point of view.
Technically, the reason I think it's even better pass than people might think is the ball. He's running at pace, and the ball's travelling away from you. If you're standing still and you can purvey it from a still ball, that's one thing. He's travelling at pace, Colwell. He's actually being closed down, and he's had a little glance. And boom, he's played it to perfection. That's not an easy skill, to make sure you beat the defender, but you bring it down to your attacker, to your teammate. It's absolutely perfect.
It dies over Jop's head, doesn't it? It's just dying in the air.
To do that when the ball's running away from you is to get some grip on the ball and bend it like he did. Absolutely fantastic. There, he's had a cuddle from his manager. He must have been feeling great. We're all expecting him to come out in the second half. And he hasn't come out, so you presume...
Desperate to know whether he's injured or not.
He's got to be injured.
He doesn't look it walking out. He looks happy, doesn't he? Of course, he should look happy, but it'll be interesting to find out.
Well, we'll have to wait to speak to Maurizio Pochettino. In the meantime, we can hear from his opposite number, the losing manager. Here's Marco Silva.
Marco, obviously you'll be frustrated to lose a football game. How much was that result perhaps down to mistakes that you made this evening?
I think it's clear. It's clear for everyone. Of course, at this level and against this type of teams, we cannot make mistakes like we made. We were punished by the mistakes that we made clear. And of course, when you play a derby so intense from the first minute, and you consider 2 goals in 2 minutes, that we had all the conditions to avoid that type of situations. For me, it's clear that we were punished by mistakes that we made. First goal too soft, and of course the second goal, the way we lost the ball. Even our reaction, we should react much stronger to don't let them to score that second goal. And of course in 2 minutes in one moment you are losing 2-0, of course took out a bit the confidence from ourselves. A team that was under pressure like Chelsea, of course they boost their confidence, and the football is like that. Our first half was not at a good level at all. The way we wanted to press our first pressure didn't work really. Sometimes the 2 midfielders too high as well with Andreas and Vinicius. They explore always the spare man, the third midfielder behind ourselves, and our pressure was not strong enough, and we tried to adjust some things half time. Our second half was better, of course. We wanted to score a goal to chase the result. We had the chances to score, I believe, with that good moment from Alex Iwobi, good moment from William and Robinson on the left-hand side. chance for Alex, and that big chance from Lukic as well. We should have scored one goal, and of course we are going to chase the result at the end. Chelsea deserved the 3 points because they took the advantage from our mistakes.
You have been struggling to convert the chances you've been creating of late. Obviously, we know you lost Alexander Mitrovic. Are you still trying to find a new way of playing to capitalise now you have no Alexander?
No, we have to work with the players that we have. We have to work with them to keep building their confidence, to make them to grow as a football players. It's what we have. We don't need to start speaking about players that are not here no more. We have to find the solutions. I'm here to find the solutions to work with the players and to make them better and to win football matches.
You have another opportunity coming up before the international break against Sheffield United. How important is it you go into that break on a positive result?
Of course, it's important. We lost a game, a special one, the second derby this season that we lost at home. Of course, it's tough for us, it's tough for our fans as well. But at the end, they are 3 points that we lost there. And of course, we are going to train tomorrow to start to prepare the next one. We have to react from tonight. And of course, we all together, we have to stick together as always, to work together to do our best to win the next one.
Marco, thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
So Fulham have scored 5 times in just 7 games this season. Another blank tonight. Is that a worry going forward with the likes of Jimenez and Carlos Vinicius?
Yeah, I think so, because they were so, not one-dimensional, but they were had such a focal point in Mitrovic. And I think it can be quite hard now to try to change the way you're playing, and that's going to take a little bit of time. I mean, Mitrovic was a certain type that there's no point in playing him. You know, if you were going to be a counter-attacking team, for argument's sake, well, he's not quick enough to play that. You've got to, when you've got to play like that, you've got to play to their strengths: size, strength, aerial power. So they used to cross a lot of balls. They used to hit him early, use him to hold the ball up. And now they've got totally the opposite. And sadly for them, in someone like Jimenez, at the moment, they've got a player that's not only different, but that's lacking a lot of confidence. He hasn't scored in 30 games now as a centre-forward. That's a big, big number. We know he's got it in him. To be honest, I thought he showed a bit of bravery with one of the headers he attempted in the first half as well. But, you know, he had such a bad injury. It certainly knocked his confidence. And it'd be great to see him coming back, because he is a top player, but it'll take all of the coach's skills to try to prize those performances out of him.
It was the substitute Sasa Lukic who came off the bench who had the real opportunity in that second half.
Yeah, I thought the second half subs worked really well for Fulham, and you see a nice little build-up. They're on the front foot a lot more this half. There's William with loads of space here, and I think it's Keanu who gets too much space in the penalty area. This is a lovely little nutmeg pass, and Lukic makes the run right across the front, and it's a hell of a save, from Sanchez. Lovely pass through the legs here. Gets too much space, as I say. Turns, passes through the legs, and you're thinking, just get that touch, half a touch, and miss it even. Probably hits it too well. But at the end of the day, Sanchez done his job and stayed strong, stayed big. That's the pass there. I thought that was brilliant. And you're just thinking, hit the back of the net, and then we'd have had a real last 20 minutes. Would have been exciting.
I felt he was a little bit safe in his finish there, almost hitting the target. And sometimes you do. Sometimes it's a hard chance that you just think, right, any old strike, but just get it on target. Sometimes you do. But in that situation, rolling it across your body 5-6 yards out, and you've probably got, 2 or 3 yards to hit at that near post just to stroll it in, then I thought he should have been a bit braver and tried to, find a corner, let's say, and that would have got them right back in the game.
Another substitute, Vinicius, came on. Didn't have much a threat in front of goal, but he did clash with his fellow Brazilian Thiago Silva. What did you make of this, Glenn?
He did, didn't he? I mean, when we saw it, we all looked at each other. Here, look, they lose the ball. He comes out with the ball, and you can't see it so much there, but I think he knows his reaction. There's a karate chop here. Look, Wallop. That's a karate chop across the back of his head. Silva doesn't he's thinking, what on earth has happened? And then Vinicius knows what he's done a little bit, I think, and he turns around and he's, wow. I mean, if that's not a yellow, he didn't even get a yellow for it.
Yeah, he got a yellow, I think.
No,
he didn't even get a yellow.
Pereira was booked for
I was
protesting
going to say, I saw a yellow flash. Right.
And Silva's looking, he's on his knees going, what are you doing, man? You're...
Wow.
Does the fact that it hit his back as opposed to his head affect this?
I would say so. Yeah, I would say so. I mean, I know VAR checked it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure if the referee saw it again, he would give him a yellow card at least. I mean, he holds his head, doesn't he, Thiago Silva? So makes you think, has he connected with his head? But I think the majority of it was on his back.
Yeah, it was. But for me, it's preordained. Yeah. He's got time, he's chasing Silva, and he's got time to think. He's thought about that, and he's gone, bosh, have one of them. Why, I do not know. Yeah. For me, if that's not a yellow card, and sometimes we see red cards for somebody just like pushing each other and there's a little scratch on the face, and they come up and they go, well, the laws say if you touch... That's far worse than something like that, and you get a red for that. So I just don't understand. OK, here is the winning manager for just the second time as Chelsea boss in the Premier League, Mauricio Pochettino.
Mauricio, it's a second win on the spin in all competitions, but how big is that victory tonight in the Premier League, given the recent disappointing run you've had?
No, I think it was important for us to feel to build our confidence and to trust in ourselves. I think the performance were very good, but we didn't translate in our result. But I think today, overall, I think the performance was fantastic, and I'm so happy for the player because on the end we got with what we deserve.
First goals are always important, and it's a first Chelsea goal for Mykhailo Mudryk. How important was it for you to see him getting into those positions between the lines and playing through those lines?
Yes, important. I think it's always important for the offensive player to score goal, and it's the first for Misha. He was doing well. Unlucky that in the half time he feels something in his squad, but hope that it's not a big issue and can be ready for Saturday. I think Ongo is important, but I think for Broja also after a big period outside, I think it's important for him. So happy for both, but hope that we can recover it for the weekend.
Just one goal in 4 games in all competitions in September. Tonight you've already doubled that tally in 1 game. Is this the sort of performance you've been expecting from your side and seeing but without getting the results?
Look, in any team, when you have too many injuries like we have, always the result cannot be affected. And of course for us also it's affected, no? But I think we try that not to put excuse. We need to make to the people believe, and everyone is important, even if you're on a squad. But I think is in the moment that we will complete and we have already our fit, I think we are going to be so competitive. It's an amazing squad and very talented. It's only a matter of time, but it's so important now to feel the victory and the 3 points for us to build our confidence for the next week.
You put faith in young players. Cole Palmer, obviously one of those as well tonight. Results like this, what does that do for their confidence at such a tender age?
Amazing. It's very good because always the young guys not only need to feel the confidence from the coaching staff, they need to feel when they performance and in the competition. It's so important because they need to still to improve a lot. The team need to improve, but I think we are in a good way.
We all know in this game, when you're manager of a big club, there is always pressure week in and week out. But after the run that you'd had, with the 2 results you've now had, how much does it feel a lot lighter on the shoulders?
No, I don't care. For me, I am the same now than 2 weeks ago or 1 week ago. I have experience. I was a player and now coach for 15 years, and I think is when you identify the problem and you have the solution and the circumstance, I think it's easy to be calm. And for us, and we are experienced people working, we know that we have talent. It's only a matter of time. But of course, if you say to me, results are so important, and I understand that football is about the result and we should win. But I think the process is doing well, and we are in the time that at the moment, we need to be.
One more game before the international break. How good a platform have you built yourselves to move forward on tonight?
Important now to assess the player because we need to arrive fresh again Saturday. Big team, big game. Yes, I hope that we can recover many players and to present a very competitive squad Saturday.
Richard, thank you for your time.
Welcome.
He's a bit chirpier tonight, isn't he? Burnley away next before the international break for Chelsea. What's the message here then, Glenn? Trust in the process? That's what he seems to be saying.
Yeah, I think he has. He'd be delighted. He's telling fibs that he's in a different frame of mind, or from weeks ago, he's in the same frame of mind. No, he's not. He's a lot happier, you could see that. He's had 2 wins back to back, and then that is something to build on, without a doubt. And I think first half particularly, he saw a pattern of play. That's the first time I've seen this season where they've had their moments, Chelsea, and they play in what are called champagne moments, in 10 minutes at spells, and they play really well and exciting. exciting, but it's not prolonged and it's not consistent. But I felt first half there was a real 45 minutes plus, whatever it was, of consistent football with a bit of shape, and they were too good for Fulham. Fulham were poor on the night, but, you know, there was definitely something there to build on. That midfield three looked like it was a good unit working hard together. Fernandez getting a little bit more in advance. At times when he did go deep, you saw Gallagher going there. They had a little bit of rotation around Caicedo, and I think that's really something they can work on.
Foundations laying?
Yeah, I was really impressed with Chelsea. First game of the season against Liverpool, I thought, Chelsea are going to have a good season here. They have had a lot of injuries, had a lot of problems, but I still think that they've got something there. Certainly they've got the players and the manager to improve on what they've done so far. That was a good step today.
Indeed. Gentlemen, thank you as always for your company. Remember, Chelsea have 11 players still to come back as well. But back-to-back wins in League and Cup for Maurizio Pochettino. Brighter news for now. See you soon.